So, if you want to come back, whatever happened yesterday is not going to repeat itself, okay? Just waiting for a couple more to come here, since I knew that it would be a large meeting today, because I have a couple of things planned. I'm still waiting on Abby. I'll just open the door. Right. May I not remind you the motto that I have in the rule of... Can someone tell me what that is? Yes. Exactly. So when the introduction is done, then all of you need to be in here, because I don't want to have people outside or outside there trying to get in. Now, I'm very, very, very sorry about yesterday. I'm very sorry. I had a lot of things planned yesterday. I had label clubs I wanted to run. I wanted to discuss chapter 1 of Dragon Rider. And I was planning on maybe looking at a poem or two and doing this and that. But I had to deal with somebody who was becoming very aggressive and very belligerent and just absolutely appalling behavior that was an embarrassment to me and my midton. And it was very, very rude and immature behavior that I am not going to put up with again. It was a losing battle, and I was exhausted. Because it was late in the day and I didn't feel like shouting, so I decided to have Zach leave if he's gonna act this way. So, and I was watching season 6 of The Dance Moms, and there was somebody else in there. Her name is Ashley, and for the first time in forever, there is a Capricorn mom for the first time in forever. So that is the zodiac sign. So, so that's very, very nice to see, someone who is a Capricorn in there. So, anywho, she said that a coward is someone who doesn't own up for their actions and their words. And I would agree with that. I think that, everyone should, be accountable for that and admit that they have done wrong. I will admit a lot of things that I did or said that were wrong. Now, that is, what's down there over in those buildings is an exception to that. Okay? I sometimes have to take Pink to forget all of that, and then, when I go, just all my memories get regained, so that I can, concentrate and focus, not hold things in and keep secrets from all of you. There are certain individuals who I feel comfortable releasing it out, and none of you know yet, but you're going to find out. I'm going to open the doors and you're going to find out tomorrow. Some of you in here are not going to know, and I would like to keep it to specific people, and those others will not know about it because it is not their custom. It is an embarrassment for them, to hear about it because they'll, they just, they don't mesh with that kind of thing. And I do not want to name names and, separate those people. But that's what I want to make clear. Okay? I don't want any of you, meanly criticizing me and, belittling and accusing me of things that I didn't do and saying things that are false and that are absolutely just absurd statements that would waste my time. Now, I just want to tell you what I had to deal with yesterday in short, and then I'm going to be having Zach come up here and apologize. You were all here, and it shouldn't have happened when all of you were in the room. And I kept your memories of this to prove an example. Now, before I go any further, that plan that I was talking to you about, which I did tell Abby what I was going to do. After the behavior of Zach, I decided, comparatively, I don't feel the conviction in my, my heart, and I just don't feel the interest anymore in doing it. It's just not worth, doing it. How, great of it, wonderful a teacher, Abby is, and those things that, I dislike about, her. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has their flaws. But it's just I didn't think that justice should be served that way. So I made the decision. I called everybody, and we we decided not to go to Los Angeles and lock the doors and shut down the studio. Now, I will tell you though that maybe sometime I might make the decision to do something again, maybe something a little different as a surprise. Not necessarily now, though. And I'm sure about that. And you are all in here. I am very, very open to any questions, any concerns, any problems or comments that you have to make. But you will not question me with a sassy, snide tone. And, really trying to push my buttons and make the olive branch just break at my mention, and there was chaos, and I don't want anything illegal of me to happen with it, and that's why I wanted to keep it a secret. I will tell you that the accusation that you were putting on me is very, very not true. It is not true at all. I don't believe in that. I would never commit any type of, crime. And I don't know what got you to, think or, believe that. It's just ridiculous. And you were, taking up time that I could have been using for my menton. And I think that you, being, 21, 22 years old, should know better. I really think that you should have known better. So, I don't want to speak on your behalf anymore. I want you to come up here and talk to the admitted. Now, it's a good thing that I didn't hear any cuss word. That's a good thing. Because all of that is, old you. Now we're moving on to the better and new version of yourself. So, putting swear words in songs, I had a very legitimate reason to get rid of those things. And I'm glad that I did, because it is against the rules, and is just morally speaking not right to do things like that. Now, if you think about the Shawshank Redemption, well, that has a lot of bad language in it, but it is a profound type of movie. Did you know that movies can be literature as well? And series, they can. And if you think about Huckleberry Finn, it's kind of the same thing. So, you can go up and speak to the mentor now, and I will get on with what I have to do. Okay, now, let's see here. So, trying to think, what are we, now I remember what we were going to do. Okay, so here is how it's going to work. This is the rundown of the day. Is that we had Labor Clubs a couple days ago, so I'm not going to have it today. We're not going to be in this room forever, no. We're going to be in here for the beginning half. Then we're going to be moving into the living room and do something else. Something that will be a surprise to every one of you. So, today's horoscope, tomorrow will be a different horoscope because it is a cardinal sign. It is Sun in Libra, Moon in Cancer, so remember that there's a square there, because Libra and Cancer are both cardinal, and remember a square means tension, and it also means resistance toward one sign and then the next. So if you think about Libra, which is, the person who is very open and very social, and wants to, is open to all types of things and all types of people. And it goes with the themes of, kindness and charm and harmony and, beautiful and peace and balance. And when you add Cancer, it is more emotional. Now, did you know that Libra as a zodiac sign is the air sign that combined greatly with water and earth signs? Particularly Taurus. If you put a Libra and a Taurus in a relationship, that is match made in heaven, because if you have, either Gemini or Virgo, or Taurus or Libra, or Aries or Scorpio, put them together and they make a very, very good relationship, because, Scorpio has a Mars disposition. It used to be ruled by Mars, and Saturn is and was not only ruled by Capricorn, but it was also ruled by Aquarius. And Jupiter, I think that Pisces was ruled by Jupiter before, Albert Einstein discovered, Neptune, and everyone was focusing on, fanical, unconscious mind, dreams, escape from the world, all those types of things that we're going to be getting into in midwinter. So, what is going to happen is, what do I have? We are going to be going outside, and we're going to be doing another scavenger hunt. Now, the last time we did a scavenger hunt, things were kind of turning a little bit, and it wasn't necessarily official fall yet. Now it is. So, try to look for some very, very interesting details, things that maybe others wouldn't look for and try to find. So something kind of out of the ordinary, that represents the season. Okay? So we're going to be doing it in the back and the front yard. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. I would definitely recommend that you would do that. So last time we talked about phenomenon. Now what's going to be happening is you're going to be writing an imagery poem, actually. So when you're going to be going outside, you're going to be looking at nature, and you're going to really tie that in with your senses, your observations, the things that you not only see, but also smell, you taste, you touch, you feel, you hear, all those things. And, whatever your sixth sense is. But anyway. So that is what we're going to be doing. First of all, okay? Then you're going to be writing a poem, which is going to be about 2 stanzas, and you're going to be looking at the figurative language of imagery. And imagery is, as I said before, it's ruled by Taurus if you had to get astrological, so it's really sensual. So let's get to that. Okay. One time I had you write a, haiku. Then you're going to, then you did, a phenomenon. Then now we're doing a poem. Now, poems, just like, fictional stories, don't need a picture. Because they, let it, speak for itself. And, the whole point of it is to imagine, as you're reading the picture, as you're reading. So that's kind of defeated if you can just read it and then, look at the picture. So, we're not going to be doing that. Now, I don't expect anything, profoundly excellent. But I do expect, that you really, look and pay attention to things, using your senses, and really become very artistic, poetic, and detailed, and, creative with what you're writing. And, when you think about poems, it's different than songs, because songs need to rhyme, but poems don't need to rhyme. Poems don't need to. A lot of them do, but not all of them. Okay? So, that is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so I'm going to be getting my shoes on. We're all going to be going outside. It's a very, very nice day. It's probably the last warm day that we're going to be experiencing, so that's why I want to take advantage. Now, before we do, I just want to update all of you who are reading Dragon Rider on Chapter 1. Remember that the rat was running in the valley that was covered in nest, and she was going into the cave. And remember that little scene with the sorrel, which is a brownie. I have no idea what kind of creature that is. But it's a valley filled with dragons and rats and, brownies. And so then we meet Fire Drake, who is a gray dragon that, woke up, and apparently humans are coming. So now what they're going to be doing is they're going to try to, go, and then they're going to, sort out, leading to the next chapter, meeting in the ring. Okay? Now, Dance Moms, Season 6. So, the first 2 episodes of that season. So, the first 2 episodes. Now, Season 6 and Season 7 are both linked because Abby is in her studio in Los Angeles, and you're going to be meeting Ashley. Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing, maybe, maybe tomorrow, maybe later today, is it's going to be really, really funny because there's no plot to it. There's no literature type themes. However, what if we had to get creative and think of how do we tie, what goes on in Dance Bombs? What kind of plot can we make that would only last, that would be a series of, books and tying all of those elements of fiction, which we're going to be over. And I have some notes on that, I might need to, research and find. And I think that might be a really, really fun thing, and neat thing, for us to do. Okay. So now I'm going to be getting my shoes on. I noticed that all of you do have your shoes on, so you're going to be waiting right here, okay? And I will be right back. Now, another thing that we're going to be looking at, dealing with the Dance Mobs, and I'm going to be writing it up on the board here for you all to see. Okay. Let me get a marker, see if I can find anything. Down here. Okay. So we're going to be talking about another face picture and another resemblance. And what is that? I would assume that I would use this two ways with it. It's here. Okay. Just a second. Can I use this two ways? Now, remember that there are a lot of face pictures. Remember, that's one thing that we look at when we look at people. That's the whole idea of the cemented. Now, one thing that we did not do, that we should have done a long time ago, and because, there's several different versions of her, but, you are going to have, I'm going to make that, Google document, like we did for Christy, exactly like we did for Christy, but you're going to do it for Abby. So remembering all of the little terms, that we look at. Now write those terms. But over to the side, before I write those terms, I want to write the very, very smallest and last resemblance, because all of you know the biggest resemblance, and that is, it's a last name. It's 4 letters. Who can tell me? Exactly. That's the biggest resemblance. But the smallest resemblance is, it has 7 letters in it. And it's someone that you all know. Now remember the person. We had a concert, I think it was like back in June or July, where there was somebody who worked with all of you that you were going to be singing solos. I think that it would be for Gemini season. So who can tell me who that was, if you couldn't recall? Yes. Melody Clutter. So I'll just put the last name. Now, and it's these random moments. It's these random pictures and images, that, really, make new costumes, make new resemblances, make new, base pictures, whatever. It's all intertwined between each other. One of the small things that I want you to pay attention to when you watch episode 2 of season 6, Abby is walking down in her brand new studio, so